God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit are all fully present each and every moment. They're not ADHD, analyzing the past, predicting the future, erratic in their emotions, sporadic in their thoughts, etc., etc. They are fully present, focused, wholehearted, intentional, and able to be themselves fully in the present moment. Likewise, enable for us to access this gift of himself, the release of himself in and through us, we must learn to be, and I capitalize this, fully present in the moment. It's the I, me, myself, ego, self-life, etc., that prevents me from being fully present in the moment. I'm judging my past, anxious about my future, and feel empty, bored, restless in the quietness of the present. That's I who is living, not Christ. Yet the Bible does say that I have been crucified with him, then raised and seated with him in the heavenly places. It's by his doing that you are in Christ Jesus. So it's the awareness of this that is lacking, not the actual crucifixion part.
Mm.
In this sense, I believe in replacement theology. Ooh, I'm a replacement theology believer. The old self, or rather the illusion of it, because it's been crucified, must be replaced by the unveiling of the new self. He is the cross to my old self. I'm not crucifying my old self. I need him to emerge, to be unveiled. And as a byproduct, that's replacement theology, right? So the presentation of him as the head is, as a byproduct, the death of the old. In him you have been made complete. Colossians 2:1. Then I said, guys, I've been going through some serious disruption slash rewiring in my relationship with the Lord. He's been bringing me back to the foundation of literally knowing nothing except Christ and him crucified. It's a stumbling block to everything, extraordinarily offensive to myself, the kingdoms of this world, and particularly the kingdom of Christianity. So that's where I pretty much stopped. There's definitely more I could unpack of what this kind of new practice of abiding, I guess, or just really it's going back to knowing nothing except Christ and him crucified. And
Okay,
that's,
so
yeah, go
what
ahead.
what does that mean to know Christ and to know him crucified? Like we can say yes, okay, we agree with that, but in practicality, what does that mean? Does it mean that yeah, what does it mean?
Yeah, where he's taking me, I would say, here's the real shift that's happening. It's a shift from a revelation of it, an understanding of it, to an actual experience of it, to it actually uh, like almost moving from 2D to 3D. You know,
Mm,
2D is something that's on a piece of paper. You're drawing, it's just two dimensional. You're writing it out on a piece of paper. Like, here you go, see this? But 3D it's three dimensional, like you and I having conversation. It's that dramatic of a shift. I mean, you're talking about two different worlds here, yet it's the same revelation, right?
yeah.
It's going from up in the head, figuring out, sorting it out, trying to get understanding, trying to get revelation, trying to get alignment, and all that stuff's good. But really, that's just more of like the John the Baptist part of it, you know? The actual, if we're going to transition into like the Paul part of it, it's an actual experience of it. And it actually, so the revelation became less. Christ, there was all these prophecies about the coming of the Messiah, right? But then when he came, Paul was like, I claim to know nothing except Christ and him crucified, stumbling block to Jews, foolishness to Greeks. It's foolishness. It's less, it's simpler. It's just as offensive you can possibly get to my own ability to apprehend God. He's as close to me as the air I breathe. Everything that I'm doing to try to apprehend him, he already did that, and I'm rendered useless in my own self life. It's a replacing of that. So, but it's really about it's practicing. It's for me. Here's what's really interesting about it. I have to build on the right foundations. The first thing I have to do is be present in the moment. I don't even really need to even think of God. Actually, in some sense, it might even better not even to try to think of God, but just because that can be striving, you know. You're trying to figure out how to think of God and try to get a hold of him by figuring it out, that's like very contrary to kind of where he's been taking me. He's been saying, okay, where are you right now? Because my mind is going in the past, and I'm judging it, trying to figure out what went wrong, what was right, analyze. I'm not present in the moment. I'm in the past. I'm abiding in somewhere in the past because my self life and my wants to figure something out in the past, or I'm in the future. I'm concerned about something in the future. I'm in fear, or I'm trying to sort, or there's an idol or something. There's something I want that I'm looking forward to. I'm not in the present moment. And what I'm saying is that is where Christ is, in the present moment. You can't escape, you can't build without that, right? You have to be in the present moment. And sometimes it's just like, you just have to be aware of where you are. And it can be of like in the room right now, the temperature's kind of cool. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but you're just aware of what the present moment is, and you're not in the past or in the future, and you're not trying to escape the past. You're just becoming aware that here I'm in my body right now. My dog's sitting here at my feet, taking deep breath, like very, very simple, basic stuff, because then I can go to the next realization. And what is that? Christ is in me. And I can start to fully experience that when I'm fully in the present moment. And then when I do that, I can realize that he's living, not I. There's a peace, that is in that, is being in that place, abiding in that place. There's a peace that starts to rule. It starts to subdue everything. It starts to replace. It's a strength and a power. I wish it would be like, okay, just conquer me, but it's a little bit more, it takes some practice, and I'm not there yet. And maybe there will come a time, like an outpouring, where it's just like, there's no effort or anything, where it like, you're just in the moment and Christ is taking over. You're in complete rest and trying. But now it's something that's like it's building. It's like a seed form. So are you guys tracking with me? Just want to check in a little bit here.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Amanda, are you there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to process it. I don't know. What I hear the word is focus. I think to me, it sounds like we need to focus more. on him. And I think that's like a discipline. I don't know. I'll just share this. I kind of remember, and I know I keep going back to Patricia, but like it's not her, it's actually what the like Christ is in her showed her. And she would
Let me just add to that. That was part of what kind of stirred me to go on this path when you shared all that with her. I kind of got the revelation that you were talking about. It was just stuck in my mind. So I just wanted to share that. But yeah, keep going.
yeah, it's like I remember her telling me a couple years ago that how the Lord taught her to like behold him or like focus on him is she would put like she would get a piece of paper or she would like just look at one thing and like focus on it for not
Yes.
hours, but for an hour, right?
Yes.
And just, even if it was just a dot on a piece of paper, to like have that like main focus on that and kind of almost training you like this is what to focus on and not anything else that's like irrelevant to, what maybe society tells you, people tell you, their voices tell you, but like this is like you're saying, the main focus is him. And like everything else really is a distraction, really,
Mhm.
anyway.
Yeah.
Um, almost like don't let anything come between me and you, Lord. Like there's these things that kind of come in the way. And then when they do, it disrupts, the union or the communion that you're having. I don't know. That's just what I kind of sense. Maybe that's what you're saying. Maybe I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
absolutely. It's like so the less you have to, the simpler, the better.
Yeah.
Because it's all about presence. It's all about being present. So if I just had meditated on the word grace or something, or I just felt like God was just that's what he was giving me, I would just I would just focus on that word grace till I become grace.
Yes.
I would focus on becoming grace. I would not try to I would have to, the fight would be to try to figure it out. And I would
Mhm.
have to resist that because I'm not trying to figure anything out. I'm trying to experience something. This is a
Mhm.
living experience. This is
Mhm.
life. This is not this is not really anything that needs to be figured out.
Right.
You can, it's better to figure it out through experiencing it than figuring it out trying to figure it out.
Yeah, if you're
Or
going, I
right.
sense it in the spirit. I feel it. It's the simplicity of things, the
Hmm.
simplicity and devotion to Christ. Um, and I just had something in my mind, and just let me remember. Hold on. See, this is how. Oh gosh, what were you saying? Meditate. It's like that is another kind of like focus, meditate. Like even on this new covenant, how it's going to be written on the tablet of our heart. How it's going to be written on the tablet of our heart is like the meditation and the focus of it. Like just what you said, like we become the word made flesh,
Yeah.
right? We become what we are reading. We don't just read it one time. We don't just like skim over. It's like, James says, look intently at it.
Mm.
Intent, right? So it might be a meditation on it for like days. It could be just meditating over, focusing on that one word until you become that word. And that becomes reality and life in you. And
Yeah.
then go on to your other daily bread. What's your daily bread now today? And meditate until that word becomes you, or you become the word. Sorry. Um, yeah.
Yeah. What it is we're, so it's not even really about the word that you're meditating on either. that's just a tool. You don't even need a word. Yeah, like part of it, I've been just focusing on being present, not even focusing on the presence of the Lord, really. I mean, kind of subconsciously I am, but really I'm just trying to be aware that I'm here right now in my body. I'm not going to my mind and my self-talk. I'm not letting it go all over the place. I'm allowing that simplicity of just being. And when I do that, that's where Christ is. That's where Christ meets me. When I'm fully present, that's where he is. He's fully present. We're fully present together. I don't even really need to think of Christ. He's there. You know what I'm saying? He is that much there that even just me getting away from being in the past and the future, thinking I'm bored right now, and just being aware of just the simplicity of presence, because that is how close God is. We've been crucified with Christ. It's a reality. It's something we're not trying to get to. It's there. We're just trying to renew our minds, right? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This is what he's showing me. So just bear with me if it's like, I don't know if I fully agree. I'm still processing this, so I don't want to it doesn't have to be like I'm teaching new doctrine or anything. I don't feel like I am. It's really just making this practical and applicable. It's so simple. Taking the simplest things of Christ is in me. I need to access that life, that power, because all of that wisdom of who he is, and that life and that power, and the first pillar, I would say, is peace.
Yes.
The first experience of where this is an operation. See, this Christ life has to be operational.
Mm.
And the first manifestation, I would say, that is discernible of its operation for me is peace.
Mm-hmm.
It's a spirit. It's a peace that comes from the spirit, the power of God. It's not of the soul, right? You guys have experienced this, but this is what I'm honing in on. I'm now trying to let that peace subdue everything in me. So I'm first feeling in my body the subjugation of the angst, the anxiety, the boredom, the emptiness, the feeling like I've got to think about something in the past. I got to think about something in the future. I've got to get on social media and learn something, all of that. I've got to let that peace just come in right there and quiet all that stuff, easier said than done, but he's really on this for me. And it's so key. It's like changing everything.
It's interesting that you bring this up now, Jeff, because I remember last night, it was quiet here, and I reading this book about Canada and God's eternal plan, and reading about some of the early revivalists that were here, and the fervor and the things they suffered, and the martyrs, and all of those things, and I was just saying to the Lord, I don't have a faith like I need to have. I don't have a faith that, if I'm honest, is bigger than me. It's like this, my soul is, the parameters of my soul kind of guard the parameters of the Christ life in me, really. And I was just really calling out to him saying, you have to do something in my heart. You have to rewrite it. You have to give me a new heart. You have to break through, because I do not have what I need to have to go through the darkness that is coming in this land. And I want to go through it with courage and boldness and power. And I want to be knit with you so that I hear your voice and I walk in oneness. So that was my prayer last night. Just really felt the burden of it. Like, Lord, I can't do this. I can't do this. I need breakthrough.
Yes. That's truly what we're doing, is really just tapping into grace, like the full measure of it that is accessible.
Yeah.
Where And that's really what it is we're trying, what we're doing is like, I'm not doing this on my own. I'm totally giving up here of trying to apprehend. I'm allowing him his peace, and it's I just had a thought. Hold on, let me, because this was I think really important. Okay, here's something really important about this. It's very important that I begin at the place of authenticity. That was a word that came.
Yes.
And that can mean, what that often means is there might be fears or hurts and or pain or even unbelief, or things that are present in me that are kind of stored up in my emotions. It's part of me, it's an energy in my body, it's an emotional, it's beyond just a thought. It's an energy in my body. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to be if that's what's coming up, to be present in it. You're not trying to shut it down and be like, oh, no, I rebuke that. You don't need to do that. Because when you shut it down, it doesn't go away. It keeps trying to come back, and you're fighting it. That's not what I'm saying to do. I'm saying, if that's what being in the present moment, it's bringing all those things up, then just be in that. Feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. Don't fight it. Let him fight it for you. Let his peace fully be in that moment, and let yourself feel it without any striving. And then let his peace can come in and drive that out. And that's a big part of what we're doing. Is a lot of stuff that's resisting is like this subconscious stuff, the fear, the unbelief, the anxiety, these things that, when we get in that place of stillness, these things come to the surface, and we are taught to think, oh, I've got to rebuke that. Oh, that fear is bad. That anxiety is bad. Oh, I'm having unbelief about all this stuff. Bad. We're fighting it that's fighting it in our own strength. What I'm saying is, if that stuff is coming to the surface, fully allow yourself to feel it. And sometimes that can be painful, but just allow yourself to feel that and be in the moment without trying to figure anything out. Just, this is what is here right now. I'm afraid. You're getting to this place of raw authenticity and being fully vulnerable with God. You're giving him yourself fully, without any mask, and that's a sacrifice that he can work with. That's easy for him, right? He's like, I can take this away so easily, but we're getting to that place of this is the feeling. I'm feeling fear, anxiety in my body. I'm not fighting it. It's so much about energy than it is about thoughts. You're getting down to just what am I actually feeling, without trying to analyze it. There's fear in my heart. Okay. just take a deep breath, that's allow, because when you get to that place of authenticity and you're feeling it, that's where God is more present. It's hard to explain, but this is how to abide in the Lord, like 24/7. It's like getting to these very simple foundations, because when you get in that place of this is what's lying underneath the surface and that comes forth, that's when his peace comes in and starts to transform everything. That's where his transforming power starts to work. Does all that make sense?
Yeah, it's it's a process of having it make sense, as in, and having it materialize.
Hmm.
You know,
I'm saying this. Okay, I want to also add, I've been feeling the presence and peace of God, I don't know, without trying, without practicing this a whole lot, or, more, I think, than I've ever have of just like
wow.
be casual throughout the day, the grace of God being at work. And it's still, my mind's all over the place a lot of times, but it's gotten a lot better. This is something that I'm seeing powerful results in this. And I'm also realizing how much I strive, how much what I thought was, how much mixture of it's been Christ and me trying to accomplish something, trying to figure something out, trying to all that stuff. And just, this is just a massive, like, rewiring of the whole system.
It's like also Hebrews talks about entering the rest.
It's exactly, you literally, you have to, like, I believe there is a place of rest where your soul, you are completely calm. You are completely, like, exerting no effort whatsoever. It's his mighty power that's actually in operation. It's operational. And that's where we have to get to right now. This has
Yes,
to become operational. We've
yes.
talked the talk enough. We've heard the messages, and they're good messages. But this is, at least for me, because that's really what I was been struggling with, at the beginning when I was kind of complaining about all of this. It's like, I'm dying. If this doesn't become operational, I can't continue on. There's no more fuel in my tank with this. I'm on fume
Yeah,
with
yeah.
with the current model. And I'm not talking about Christianity or in the Christian religion. I'm talking about the current model I've been operating in.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I'm running on fumes with it, you know?
Mhm.
So I'm taking responsibility. This is the forerunner message. This is everything I've been teaching. This is not something else, that I'm rebuking, or addressing something out there. This is the current model I'm functioning in. It can't work anymore. This has to become operational. We're
It's
we're transitioning into something a complete from something that's been two dimensional, and now
yeah.
has to become three dimensional. It has to
Hmm.
become life expression, and most of that is it's Christ and Him crucified. I claim to know nothing. No, that's where Paul arrived at. I was in all this, given all this wisdom and da 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 da, and now I was with you in fear and trembling, and claimed to know nothing except so that your faith would not rest on any of man's abilities, but on the power of God. Um, that is, it's like we've kind of we skipped over that. this is what we were told at the very beginning, but we said, oh yeah, I get it. And then we went on to started doing and perform and getting into performance and getting into in the self, trying to accomplish it in the flesh without realizing it. That's what Christianity has really done, the modern Christianity. And
Yeah.
he's really taking us back to, I claimed I know nothing except Christ and him crucified. This is a power of God at work, and anything else is an offense to it. Anything else is contending against it, because there is no glory. Man is not going to get any glory, in this. It's the glory of God at work. So, but because we have been given a measure of sovereignty, over our own spirit, soul, body, to make our own choice, to some independence, there's cooperation. See, the language here is like things like authenticity, cooperation. And see, when we start to allow him to live, yielding, once that starts to fully take place and we start to overcome the inward, right, and start to have this peace of Christ emerge in us in the moment, in the being, and it starts to be he's living and not I, then there's a teamwork dynamic, a cohesiveness.
The oneness. I and
Yes, a
you, you and
synergy.
me.
Exactly. This synergy starts to form of where we start to operate. Because the nature of Christ is to serve, and it's to bring. It's not I, right? It's Christ. It's the heart is to bring value to others, and to offer something in a teamwork capacity where there's cooperation and cohesiveness and partnership and helping and serving, and that's the joy we get of being a part of something. And it's not this place of like judgment, good or bad, or it's beyond that. It's this place of being, and being in the present moment. And sometimes even that, our failures, we see as opportunities. There's no condemnation. We're just enjoying the journey of being in Christ and allowing him to be fully who he is in the present moment. It's hard to explain. I'm still putting all this together, but it's just a completely different paradigm shift.
Yeah. It is almost like you said, like, forget everything you've known about him, because that really never worked, right?
Right.
What we did before, what most people, everybody's really have done, I'm not saying everybody, but 96% of, of us have not really learned how to truly enter into his rest. And, so it's a whole new, I don't know if you want to call it model, but a whole new way of doing something.
But it
That,
almost seemed like, in the 1800s, 1700s, they kind of knew this stuff. Like even, like, remember some of the hymns, like the one that goes, "There is a place of quiet rest near to the heart of God." Like we sing those things really kind of glibly, and we know them in our mind, and we think we know them, but it's not. It's the difference between he that dwells in the secret place of the Most High,
yeah.
and he who walks in the Spirit. Because anything other than those two things is to not dwell, it's to visit occasionally or to have the
Mm.
experience of, um, or
Yeah.
to walk, sit, stand, fall, all those things. But to walk in the Spirit is a walking and keep walking, and to dwell in the house of the Lord forever, to dwell in the secret place. It's to dwell, it's to be there continually.
Yeah.
And this is where we want to be, because Paul goes on to say, it's the power of God. What does he say? Nothing, I resolve to know nothing except Christ and Him crucified. My message and my preaching were not with pervasive words of wisdom, but, and here it is, with the demonstration of the Spirit's power. So your faith would not rest in man's wisdom, soul, but on God's power, which is the Spirit. You know, and some, yeah, we've lost that. Well, there's a disconnect. We can
Mm.
hear those words. The pastor preaches it and goes home and then lives a spiritual, soulish life. And the person in the pew hears those words and goes, yeah, I agree, and goes home and leads a spiritual but soulish life. We have to overcome that. And
Yeah.
perhaps that's what Revelation is saying. To him who overcomes, I will. To him
Mhm.
who overcomes, you know.
Yeah, I like that. I may be oversimplifying this, but when it talks about, entering into the rest, it says, for we who have believed. Is it just as simple as we believe or we don't believe?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Belief is faith, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
without faith, it's impossible to please God.
Yeah. That I what just came to me when you said that, believe, that might be the word to meditate on, believe.
Mm,
You know, have I believed?
yeah.
And what does that look like? And that might be a foundation that we haven't fully grasped, you know?
Hearts are very deceitful, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
say it. We can act it, we can pretend it, we can walk it, but like, do we really honestly believe? Like, one, who we are? Do we believe that? Do we believe that, like, we believe who Christ is?
Yeah.
You know, like, just go back to this simple simplicity of like
Exactly.
belief. Just
I
believe.
have a,
I
I
don't know.
have a, I have
Oversimple. Yeah.
um, from an old Bible that is now just duct taped together. I have a definition, and it says faith or belief, pistis, a firm conviction, a personal surrender to that conviction,
Mm,
and a conduct and character inspired by that surrender.
Can you send that
So
to us? I
yeah,
like.
I'll write it down. I'll send it. But it's really good because the Lord gave me a word the other day, sort of in a dreamy kind of a thing. Um, he said, um, surrender. Oh, I know, and I think I told you guys this. Um, I was thinking about Revelation 4 and the come up here and the revelation of God and how, yeah, just I wanted that. But he said, surrender. You will get it with surrender, but it must be total surrender. So I think this is where we're going to the abandonment, the abiding, is that total surrender. And that's where we have to get to, but that's where we find we can't get to. And that's
Yeah.
where we need the grace because it's Him. Anyway, I have to go. So, so I
Yeah.
love this discussion. It's amazing. Love you
Yeah.
guys.
Love you too.
Oh, have a great Christmas.
Yeah, you too. Merry
We'll talk
Christmas.
tomorrow if you guys can make tomorrow. I can do tomorrow morning.
Sounds
Okay.
great.
Okay.
Jeff, can we finish this tomorrow then?
Yeah, let me add. I
Yeah.
know Wendy's got to go. You can just jump off if you want, but I want to add this. Belief, the believing that is specific because it's also, did he accomplish something? And
Mm,
has he accomplished something in me? Because I need to accept that if he did. Otherwise, I'm not operating on the. I'm trying to accomplish something that's already been accomplished, and God would be resisting me if that's the
right.
case. That's not the case, right?
There you go. Right.
Right. So
Mhm.
that believe, what does that mean exactly? Because if he did accomplish something, first I have to understand what is that he accomplished,
Mm,
and what is that currently in operation in me that I need to come into alignment with, right? So
right.
important, like, I mean, this is everything of whether you're getting off the ground or not, because if you can't, if we're not building on that foundation, then the whole foundation's wrong. It's the difference between the old self and the new self in one kingdom and the old and another kingdom, right? It's God's
Yeah.
kingdom and Satan's kingdom, really, because Satan's
True.
kingdom is the kingdom of self. Um,
Did you watch? I don't know why. Did you watch Josiah yesterday? He's talking a lot about this, like how like his whole paradigm of like thinking of like doctrine is being very shifted. And it was very comforting. Like I just felt such peace when he said this. Um, he what he said was the sovereignty of God, knowing the sovereignty of him, that he is ultimately in control. He actually gives permission to the enemy, right? So
yeah,
like he has to go to him first. So even if we like fears that we have, like, and I'll be honest, yeah, we all do. But he's working them out in us, like right now. But like he's like, even these fears, like what do you have to fear when he is sovereign in your life and control? Yes, he uses these things that the enemy, tries to attack us with, but he uses it for his good. And he always is sovereign and in control. I don't know. It gave me so much comfort, like knowing, like, oh, yeah,
yeah,
like you think it. And he's like, at the end, when he did this prayer, it was like, seal this in people's heart and let it be a treasure that whenever this
yeah,
comes up in their mind, that they can really go back to remembrance of that you are sovereign and that what the work you started, you're going to finish regardless of, us. He's in control. He's going to finish the work, not us. He will. And just this major sovereignty of him being in control. And it really put my heart at rest. I don't,
yeah,
we strive so much and we want to figure it out and we want to do and we want to help him out and we want to do this again. And Lord, maybe it should happen tomorrow. Maybe we have this idea when everything should happen. But it's like this, when we believe, we can rest. When we believe he's in control, when we believe, he's finished this work, when we believe he's finishing the work in us, he uses things. Yes, he uses our daily situation, but he's going to finish the work. But we, are very taxed souls and um impatient minds when it now. But
yeah,
it's like he's even teaching us how to be patient in this process of like, I got it. Just chill out. It's gonna happen. I just have to make you go through this process for you to like know the love of Christ, like
yeah. And yeah, this also reminds me of another aspect of this paradigm shift. What you're saying is correlates to this. Is everything is changed in my approach to the day to day and
Mm,
tasks that I need to do. It's no longer a performance of trying to do it well. That's not the goal. The goal is to abide in the relationship.
Yeah, doing it unto him.
Right. Or just
Yeah.
be even more so, I would say, just being present in the moment, right? Where you're in that, because what your goal has always been is union with him,
Mm.
is a restoring of the relationship of man being restored to God, getting back to that garden, getting that back to that intimate, sweet fellowship. And if we can get that foundation right, I already have that. I'm by his doing am I in Christ Jesus. I've already succeeded in that. I've already overcome in that sense. And what I need to do is enjoy my goal is to learn how to enjoy the journey
Yeah, embrace.
of yes, of what that relationship, of the joy of that relationship, the
Yeah.
peace that it brings, the
Mm.
love that it brings. Then the
Yeah.
wisdom can spring forth out of that. The living waters can spring forth. And I'm not looking at it as I need to perform something in this relationship. Um, that's not what I'm judging everything by. If so, what's so awesome about this, Amanda, is you're allowing everything to come to you. You're not trying to change or control anything.
Mm.
You're trying to, and if challenges come, even if you don't do something, you find yourself not measuring up or not, there's no, you see it as a challenge. You're still in that place of peace. You're in that place of relationship. That is where your heart is getting fed and getting. You're still in that place of joy, of peace, and you're learning from it. You see everything as a learning experience. Oh, okay. This is an opportunity. The joy you're getting is you're with him.
Mm.
You're abiding with, and you're sharing a journey, and you're walking out a journey. You've already got everything you've ever needed. It's right in the moment. So we're trying to learn how to be in that higher place. Yeah, because that's what wisdom, it says she's crying in the streets, in the high places. Like, come up here and hear these words that are up here, above all of the noise. Um, and I think I'm still trying to put all this together, but there's this realm of abiding from victory
Mm. Mhm.
where you're not trying to, you're already in this victory, and you're bringing that victory into the present moment. And that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do everything right, that you're not going to make mistakes and everything, but you're gracious to yourself, and you're gracious to others, and you're
Yeah.
merciful to yourself. You're abiding under the mercy of God.
Mm.
And his mercy is flowing like a river. You're under the mercy
Oh.
seat, because that's where that realm of relationship is, the Holy of Holies, the mercy seat. And you're allowing things to come to you. You're not trying to control anything. Because every eternity is the present moment.
Mm.
The soul and self life is in the past and in the future. And
So they've been accomplished,
yes, yes, exactly.
right? So we're
Exactly.
get up to speed with the like present moment of like he's finished everything,
Yeah.
but obviously he's finishing it up in us, but he's finished. It is belief then.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like coming to like understand that he has already accomplished this work and now just believe that he's finished it in us. And I know that's kind of like cliche. I used to say that all the time. Well, just remember, he's finished the work. He's finished the work. But there is like a believing in that. Like, I don't know.
Hmm.
Not
Yeah.
saying right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there can be a ditch there, too, because
Yeah.
things can easily become a doctrine,
Yeah.
and then we become elevated and prideful, and we become intellectual.
Yeah.
Especially if our revelation's very profound, and we're very smart, and we've memorized all the scripture,
Mm.
or whatever, and
Religious boast.
we're creative about it and everything. It can,
Yeah.
it just can be easily. This is just showing how easily we can miss this. That
Yeah.
it can stay two-dimensional and not shift into the three-dimensional, which is operational, which is living. It's a present
Fresh.
reality of expression
Yeah.
of life. Of
Yeah.
yeah, it's more. It's dimensional. But
This is good because
yeah,
all we've done is mere talk,
yeah,
right? It's
yeah.
just mere information. But now it's like we're transitioning into life, like if his life coming forth, which is that expression, that reality. We're living it. We're becoming these living epistles. We're not just talking about it. It's like you're looking at the Christ that I'm becoming right now, like he's in me, I'm in him, like, and he's coming out of me, manifesting, not saying he is now, but just, this is what um, is to be the final, like him manifesting himself through us at all times.
Yeah.
That's the reality of, the fullness, the end goal of like, it's not us 90% or even 1%. It's like the full government of him
Hmm.
coming out of us. Yeah.
Yeah, it's reminded me of Isaiah 11. It's said, what does it say? His kingdom will have no end. It's like the government of his peace. I
Mm.
can't remember all of it, but this government is a peace that subdues everything that's in chaos, that's in strife and angst.
Mm.
The striving of the soul, it completely subdues it. That's what this breaking in of the life of Christ is. And a big part of that is our satisfaction, our fulfillment, the satisfaction of our hearts is the relationship with him and the relationship with each other. So
Mm.
we're already fully released to enjoy the journey because of what he has done. He has now made himself available in us, around us, in the midst of us, in you and me. He's closer than the air we breathe. The whole work that was done on the cross so that Christ can become all in all. Now we need to abide in that relation. That's a relationship of him
Mm.
filling all in all. That's a relational thing. It was a desire for intimacy. So us abiding in that, like abiding in it, enjoying it, that is our victory and enjoyment. The rest is just the journey is unfolding, right? We're just walking the journey out and enjoying, so we can enjoy it even in our shortcomings. We can
Mm.
enjoy the process of learning from our mistakes, right? And not getting into judgment and finger pointing
Yeah.
and all that stuff. We can say, oh, okay. We can say, look, we don't have to come out of this piece before we. Okay, here's
Mm.
a problem we have to solve. There's no reason to come out of peace. We're already there. That's already been given to us. That's already a reality. Now we can operate from peace and begin problem solving and allow wisdom to flow and work. And that even makes it more fun because everything becomes constructive and creative because now everything's shifting from the creative flow of the spirit to find a better way, a better solution.
Mm.
And that's just part of the wisdom of God manifesting. But it becomes like a very enjoyable thing, where we're living out of rest. We're living out of rest is enjoying the relationship, really. And as you enjoy the relationship, the life
Mhm.
flows, the peace
Yeah.
subdues everything.
Yeah. That's good. Every time I hear that word manifest, it sounds kind of new agey, but it's so true,
Yeah,
because they use new agers are always like manifest whatever, but
yeah,
it's so like scriptural, It's this is who we are to be. Is like manifesting the sun out of us at all times. Um
yeah,
yeah, I think it's really good. This is a really great conversation. Um because he's rewiring a lot of things. Like to me, I felt like I heard him say, "Don't get rid of everything you've known of me before." And because it didn't work before. It was an old model, is the old wineskin. It's like self, and even this, like I know Terry was talking about it a couple weeks ago, these parts of this suffering is like your religious pride that comes up. And I'm like, yeah, that's definitely what he's dealing, with me, just religious pride and slapping this on and slapping this on and saying that. And like it's so much like of what we're so used to come out of that. But there's a reference point. We don't know what that looks like, what it is. It's like before we had like a reference point of this is what, well, but now it's like, I don't know. We're in like such uncharted territories. Like, I don't know where I'm going, Lord.
yeah. It's a realm of the unknown. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like Paul, he had a lot of knowledge, right? But he
Hmm.
claimed none of it. He claimed Christ and him crucified.
Right.
That's all I know, you know? And that is a very, I wouldn't say scary place, because Christ's power is operational and his peace is operational. So, but, if that wasn't there, it'd be extremely terrifying,
Mm.
claiming to know nothing, just not having anything that we can grab a hold of to say, all right, this thing right here is going to help save me. It's going to help me get. We're clinging to all these things, and he's saying,
Mm.
let it all go,
Yeah.
and just let Christ live. In being in that moment is something we're rewiring our brain to learn how to do. So that's kind of the practice, I think. The
Yeah.
laboring to enter into rest.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I don't know why I just thought of this. Like, you know, when John the Baptist's head got cut off, like how it's all about the mind. Like it's this renewing. I'm not saying like what happened. It just like why did he get his mind cut off? Or I mean his head, sorry. You know?
Hmm.
Um and what does it say in Revelation? Like those that are those that have been marked, or what is it, have been sealed on their forehead. It's like their minds have been truly renewed. Their minds
Hmm.
have been given over to the
Yeah,
mind of Christ, right?
that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's so totally this the mind, like where he wants to shift this way of thinking to like having the mind of Christ instead of our carnality mindsets, idolatries, all these things, we think of. But like what is the mind of Christ? What is he thinking? What is his ways? What is his thoughts? You know? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I almost start to get lost in the moment here. Just there's so much awe and wonder
Mm,
um, in this when you just claim to know nothing except Christ and Him crucified. It brings you
mm.
to this place of just awe and wonder. That's like the first piece, but also awe and wonder. And it's like you have to be comfortable in that.
You know what comes to my mind when you just said that? It's like you always put things into like pictures for me. So I'm going to put this into a picture for you. It's
Mhm.
like when you first start dating somebody, it's like really adventurous and exciting because you're like, you don't know anything. It's almost like he's like taking us back to the beginning, you know, to this place of a relationship, like when you first meet somebody and you're getting to know them and it's really exciting and you find all about them and you just all you want to do is be with them every day and you think about them and your mind always goes to them. It's like he wants to just go back to that same relationship, because it's that simplicity, just the simplicity of like, the steadfast of mind being on him. And what is that? What does it say? The steadfast of mind, there's peace. If we keep our minds on him, there's peace. Like just keeping your mind on him and enjoying, like you're saying, enjoying this like adventure process or relationship or like, I don't know, I just think about like when you first meet somebody, it's like so thrilling and exciting. You want to learn everything and think about them all the time. And um but before, our relationship was, we had so many different like lovers and idols and we couldn't focus on just him. So I don't know, this is what kind of was coming up to me.
Well, what I'm getting from what you're saying is, I think that's a good analogy, and it's the first stage, I would say, of the revelation is your heart being captivated.
Mm,
It's not bypassing that into the mind. You know,
mm,
for the first, the heart is captivated, especially when it's something beyond, your ability to grasp. This is very much like that. It's a heart thing. It's something that's first, the revelation first comes to the heart, and the heart is being captivated. It's in
mm,
awe and wonder, and it's in that state, and it has to fully experience that state. Otherwise you're putting the cart before the horse. And that's what we've really done. It's not to criticize, it's just where we're at. We've put the cart before the horse. Everything's become in the brain, trying to figure everything out. And there's so many layers to that. And the way he deals with that is the cross, right? He's just saying, no, claim to know nothing
mm,
except Christ and Him crucified.
yeah.
And let it, and where was it? He was in fear and trembling. He was in that place of his heart was captivated. He was in awe and wonder. And it was the power of God, right?
Mm,
That our faith was being, the foundation of our faith was being established in the power of God, not in the wisdom of man,
mm,
not in the Jews seek for signs, not even in signs, not in the wisdom of the Greeks, but in the power of God, the ability of the ability of God to bring a full, complete crucifixion of something and single-handedly tear down a kingdom, take it down, raise it to the ground, and then build from scratch by himself, right?
mm,
By his doing, by his power, his operational work and ability. in manifestation. So
Mm.
that is a really significant word, is manifestation. It really does um, describe in a simplistic way, like this is what it's manifestation, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow. It's good.
Well, yeah, let's read John. Let's do that tomorrow because
Yeah.
I want to be able to spend some time getting into it. I think it'd be better to do that than to try to just, because I've got to go here. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
awesome. I
yeah, that
really enjoyed this talk. I feel really good.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like the Holy Spirit is speaking and revealing this stuff to all of us too. I
Hmm.
really feel like you guys are in sync and we're on in the same process. And yeah, that's
Yeah.
really encouraging.
But yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I just want to let you know I'm in the mountains and I don't have the greatest reception. It's good depending on where I'm sitting.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, but I'm definitely gonna come on tomorrow. Um, because this has been really good. I'm up here until Thursday. I'm spending Christmas by myself here.
Oh,
I just felt like the Lord was saying, this is a different season. I want to prepare you for this. And I don't have a problem with it at all. I
yeah.
really, it's like he's given grace and just peace and rest here. I am so enjoying being by myself. Um, and yeah, it's been so good. I've been here since Saturday. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely coming on tomorrow.
Okay.
And but just to let you know, I don't have the greatest reception, but um if I stay right here, I'm pretty good.
Yeah. It's been good so far. I haven't
Uh,
you haven't been going in and out or anything.
okay, good. Good. I don't have I can't call or anything. Dial through my data. I mean, I haven't even figured out Wi-Fi calling. I can't even do that up here. So, but yeah, I think everything just going on Zoom is fine. So,
Okay.
are you staying in California for Christmas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We
People come.
can, yeah, I can, we can do a Zoom on Christmas too. Um, if you feel grace for it too, but
Yeah.
uh, yeah,
We'll just let him lead, see what happens. But yeah,
yeah.
awesome.
hmm Um, I can do it in the morning on Christmas, but yeah, we'll see, Well, but I'm definitely available for that. If that's something you feel like you want to do.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. How's Mikey doing?
He's doing good. He was over here yesterday. We sent him off. So he was packing up all his stuff over here, and he's spending Christmas with his family. They're going to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and then from there he's driving up to New York.
Oh,
So
wow. He's from Santa Fe, New Mexico?
no, that's just where his family goes to have Christmas. They're from like the Malibu area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That sounds nice. Okay.
Yeah. New adventure for him.
Yeah, for sure. So he leaves for New York after Christmas then?
Yes. And
Mm.
he's planning on coming back in March. He's gonna like rent out a cabin and go skiing up in Mount Shasta. So we're probably gonna meet up then.
Okay.
And me and my buddy Joseph, we're kind of making jokes that you know uh, how long till he comes back? You know, it's like, yeah, well, he'll be back in 7 months. You know, it's like, we'll see us. You'll be back. But hopefully, yeah,
Right. It's a Californian, always a Californian.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. So same time tomorrow, 9:15 to look
Uh-huh.
out for me.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds great. This was awesome. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah. A lot of this is really practical.
Hmm.
It's like so practical. It's all about applying it.
Hmm.
It's this isn't about like, oh, I got it. It's about, no, I've got to apply this, and ask the Lord, how do I apply it? You know, I need to apply it, and I want to abide to where I abide in this, and it's second nature.
Isn't it how interesting
Yeah.
how all we've known is what to do, but we've never been taught how to do it.
Mm-hmm. I know. It is crazy that somebody didn't stop and think like, all right, guys, we're gonna stop doing this like sermon every week, and then you go home, and then another sermon, and then
Mm.
there's just the same cycle repeats, and we're gonna have to. A lot of that is, see, I think it's a transition from preaching to coaching.
Mm.
I think that's a lot of what if this model looks like something, I think the need is going to really shift from somebody being in a pulpit, giving
Yeah.
messages to coaching
Yeah.
people that want to practically apply this and see
Mm.
measurable results in their life. Like you can come up with like a task, like play a sport as a team or something, like play basketball and apply this there. All of this can be should be measurable, especially in team dynamics. It should be measurable in our personal lives in just
Wow.
ordinary day-to-day tasks. And but then secondly,
Wow.
we should see results in team in unity, and this being operational in a team dynamic where we're seeing great success in those things.
Jeff, I just
Yeah.
really felt the anointing what you just said. Oh my. Like measure when you said measurable,
Hmm.
it's like that right there. And it's like the Lord measures. He has a measuring rod and measures what are we doing. And like just what you were talking, measuring, our fruit, measuring, like
Hmm.
abiding, measuring. But like we don't understand that. Oh my gosh, what you
Yeah.
just said was like so wow. Yeah. Um, mm,
Yeah, like in basketball, if you're winning games, that's evidence that
mhm,
something's working, right?
right.
If you're not winning games, or at least you're not getting better and winning more games than you were before, or you're winning less games, then what you're doing isn't working, right? So it's so practical, this stuff.
Mm,
All of it has practical application to
mm,
everything we do. And it's really what it really comes down to is catching the revelation that you already are victorious, that you
mhm.
already are in
Yeah.
that place with God. What needed to be conquered for us to be victorious has already been done. So
Yeah.
now we're getting a revelation of that. We're allowing that to be unveiled to us, and then we're living from that place.
Mm,
And the journey is fun.
right.
It's just kind of like you said, when you meet somebody, and two people, they meet and they're in love. They're going out doing things because they're enjoying the journey together. It's
Yeah.
not about performing and doing whatever they're doing it right. They may play games, and in those games you've got to win, but they're really just enjoying their time together. They've already conquered. They're already victorious because what they're looking for, they already have, right? If they're looking
Mm,
for love, right? They're looking for their significant other.
Yeah.
So but we have that, right? That is he is our first love. He's the bridegroom. So yeah, it's learning to find that place of enjoyment and satisfaction and rest and realizing I'm loved already. You know, I'm the person that I want love from loves me fully and
And
perfect.
lives life in me.
Yes, loves me fully, completely, and perfectly, and lives in me in operational power, in
Mm.
manifestation, not in theory, but there's a working of that power, even if it's very small, uh, seed form. There's still power. You know, it's enough power, to produce the fruit, right?
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's good stuff.
It's almost like, the beholding is the key. But when you behold, it's like beholding the Christ living on the inside of you, knowing that the attributes that you have in you, right? Like the
Mhm.
same spirit that raised Christ from the dead, lives in us. Like, wow,
Yeah,
holy cow, really?
yeah,
Like, that should be like just a wake up call for us.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, the same power because it's Christ's spirit living in us, the same power that, resurrected him, like, is in us. But, like, do we know that? Do we believe it? Because that life or that reality is not manifesting, if you want to call it again, in our life because we're, just we don't understand that we don't understand that spirit that like lives in us, that has like so much divine power, and it's wow, just to think like that same spirit that raised Christ from the dead, it lives in you and me. Holy cow.
yeah. And the Bible does say that faith is the operational working of that power. So
Mm,
our faith
yeah.
is really key, and that faith
Yeah.
is a gift. He he gives you faith, a portion of faith, right?
Yeah.
But that is the operational working of that power is our faith. So we've got
Mm,
something and it's beautiful because he's giving us something, a token to work with, to participate in the process. He's saying, look, I did all this, but now I'm inviting you to partner in the outworking of this, which is beautiful. That's a lot better than being like, I did it, just sit back, and it's all done. Go to bed, and when you wake up tomorrow, you'll be in heaven sitting on a throne, right? That's not. No, he gave us a journey to walk through
mm,
this with him.
mm,
That he's gonna and that's part of the relationship is the journey, enjoying the journey together, problem solving,
yeah.
working through these things, enjoying it with each other too, like these Zooms, like discussing these things. I think God really enjoys that process.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
It's
I
it's not exciting to him because he knows everything. This is like in that sense of like we're not impressing him with our knowledge, right? It's
mm-mm.
the relational aspect
Yeah.
of the process of unveiling and the problem solving and the creative solutions and the learning and the experiencing. That's what I think God really enjoys.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that the other day, like the process. And I was like, I have a better word for process. Let's go on an adventure.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm like more adventurous. I like adventure stuff, so it makes it more exciting and risk taking and like living on the edge.
That might be a good word to meditate on when you're practicing the presence,
Mm,
you know,
yeah,
is incorporate adventure.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, good
Awesome.
stuff. Glad we decided to do this, and
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah, be have a blessed day, and we'll catch up tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, you too. See you tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.